USC at Notre Dame. And honestly, it's surprising to see that Notre Dame is an 8.5 point favorite. Now, they are at home, which has given USC some troubles so far this year, but USC is going to give Notre Dame plenty of things to worry about in this game. Jayden Maiava has been really good for USC, completing nearly 72% of his passes, over 1,800 yards with 13 touchdowns. He has been so fun to watch for this team, and it helps when you have the talent around him that he does. Now, what is Waymon Jordan's status for this game? That is going to be a big question for USC. Now, you did have a guy like King Miller step up in a big way, and he was extremely explosive against Michigan. You're going to face another good defense in Notre Dame, so running the football is going to be paramount for you to be able to move the ball down the field. Jordan's been phenomenal. 88 carries for 576 yards, 5 touchdowns. King Miller now ups his total to 29 carries for 310 yards. That's 10.7 yards per carry. A little bit skewed because of last week, but still, 3 touchdowns. Eli Sanders has been a nice piece. I love how they use him in both the rushing attack and the passing attack. 47 carries for 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also has 8 catches for 126 yards. That's nearly 16 yards per catch and 1 score. So as if you didn't have enough to worry about with this USC offense, you add in that trio of running backs that have all shown that, hey, we can give you just as much trouble as the passing attack. That passing attack, obviously, Maiava has been a big part of that, but Mekhi Lemon has been the driving force behind that. 44 catches for 682 yards and 6 touchdowns. Now, Jacoby Lane has been explosive at times, but we haven't seen him as consistently as Mekhi Lemon. 18 catches for 313 yards. He's averaging 17.4 yards per catch and 2 touchdowns. In his absence, we've seen tight end usage go up a little bit for USC. Lake McCree and Walker Lyons, those two have been really fun to watch. McCree is averaging 20.6 yards per catch on his 14 catches. Walker Lyons has 12 catches for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. So as if you didn't have enough to worry about, again, this is going to be really fun. The biggest question for USC, how do you block Notre Dame's front? How do you keep them away from your quarterback? And we've seen how you can beat this Notre Dame defense. We've seen it so far this year. And if there's a team equipped to do some damage against this Notre Dame defense, it's USC. This is so much talent to defend, and not many teams have figured out ways to do that consistently. Notre Dame is going to have its hands full. However, this is a good Notre Dame defense that can be disruptive. So if you are USC, you got to figure out how they're going to block that group, how you're going to limit the disruptions in your offense, because you have so much explosive talent, and you did so against a good Michigan defense. Replicating that success against Notre Dame is going to be a great way to keep this game close and potentially pull off an upset on the road. Now, the defense also has to play its part. Turnovers are going to be a big thing. How do you get CJ Carr into tough situations? That's going to start up front. And this is a group that has been good at times, and it's been extremely disruptive at times as well. If you are able to get in CJ Carr's face, if you're able to hit him, get pressure on him, that's going to be a great way to put your defense, your secondary specifically, in successful positions. Bishop Fitzgerald already has 5 interceptions on the year. That number could go up a lot if this group continues doing what it's doing. So guys like Eric Gentry at linebacker can also play a part in that as well. You've also seen defensive ends play a big part, and this is a group that's pretty deep at that position. So if you're able to limit how much damage Notre Dame can do through the air, then you're feeling pretty good. And if you're able to limit what they do on the ground, you're in an even better position to potentially win this game. Notre Dame is a very good football team. Their 4-2 record maybe is a little bit deceiving, but they are a tough team to beat. And CJ Carr has been a big reason why. Over 1,600 yards passing, 13 touchdowns. He has been a bright spot on this offense, and he's been a nice development that we've seen as the games have progressed. He's very comfortable. That's the one thing you take away from him, is that even though he's young and new to this game, he is very comfortable in the positions that Notre Dame puts him. The spotlight is not too bright for him. You look at that Miami game, he showed that from an early point in the season, he was going to be comfortable with whatever they put on his plate, with whatever they asked him to do. And that was during a game where the rushing attack wasn't exactly helping out. Now, since then, Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price have been a great tandem. Love has 100 carries for 530 yards and 8 touchdowns. He's also been a factor in the passing attack, 14 catches for 160 yards and 3 scores. Price has run the ball 63 times for 422 yards and 7 touchdowns. That is a dangerous duo. And if they're going to be able to do the same things against that USC defense, they're going to have a great chance to be able to move the ball down the field. Now, the passing attack has been very interesting because we haven't seen a ton of Jaden Greathouse this year. 4 catches for 73 yards. However, guys have stepped up in his place. Jordan Faison, 29 catches for 376 yards, 2 touchdowns. Eli Raridan at tight end, 20 catches, 342 yards. He's averaging 17.1 yards per catch. He has been a nice X factor for this Notre Dame offense. Malachi Fields, 18 catches, 339 yards. That's 18.8 yards per catch, 2 touchdowns. Will Pauling, 13 catches, 243 yards, 18.7 yards per catch, 3 touchdowns. So there's plenty of talent for CJ Carr to use and plenty of talent to get the ball down the field. The offensive line has also done its job as well. So if you're looking at a group that's going to have an impact, it's going to be that offensive line. Keeping things relatively simple, getting back to what Notre Dame does very well, that's going to be a big way to get things in your favor. You're already 8.5-point favorites. It's time to play like that. The defense is really where you're going to find out if Notre Dame's going to be able to keep USC in check. The secondary has plenty of talent. That much has not gone away. However, there have been a couple games where we've seen some weaknesses in that defense. We've seen teams take advantage of that secondary. We've seen teams throw the ball deep. This is a USC team that is not going to slow things down. They are going to speed things up and they are going to attack that secondary. This is a big time opportunity for this Notre Dame team to potentially send a statement, send a message about, hey, you're not going to do that on us anymore. We're going to make sure that you're going to get shut down. And this defensive line can help as well. It's not a defensive line that a lot of people know, but guys like Boubacar Traore has been really good and very disruptive. That helps the secondary. Now, in terms of winning this game, I think this one is going to be closer than the 8.5 points. I think that if USC is able to move the ball down the field, they're going to be a problem. I'm actually going to pick USC to pull off the upset here, but Notre Dame has the formula to be able to shut that down. And I think that it's going to come down to how well Notre Dame can slow down this offense. And if they're able to be disruptive and get to Jayden Maiava, then this pick is going to be incredibly wrong. But for now, I trust what this offense is doing for USC, and I think that they provide some issues that maybe Notre Dame's not ready for yet.